Okay, Siddhartha, you're first today, Siddhartha. You have to unmute your microphone first, Siddhartha.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, yes. Any question today? Siddhartha is from Indonesia.
Yes. I've tried your suggestion from last meeting. So I have tried to sit in a dangerous place, like in a high ground, to counter my tendency of going into trance. And it succeeds on curbing the leaning tendency. So the mind being cautious of the body position, not to lean too much. But then what happened is after a while, I'm yawning repeatedly. And it happened not only at night, like almost any day whenever I sit. So I found that drowsiness becomes a big problem during sitting and sometimes during walking, but walking still easier to handle. So this is one aspect of a problem that I haven't been able to successfully overcome. I've tried moving to a place that is more inconvenient, like at the outdoor platform near the forest. I've also tried fasting for about 3 days, but fasting I found that it induced more drowsiness because I don't have any problem with the hunger in general. And I also try to arouse my mindfulness when the sleepiness come while I sit by chanting, by giving more tasks to the mind, like adding Buddha with counting or changing the syllable of the Buddha or the pace and everything. But I haven't got any success on sitting. So most of the time I just get back and walking. So for the past week, most of my routine is walking meditation. So yeah, I would like to ask your advice. Yeah.
Well, try to walk a lot, many hours at a time. Just keep walking and be mindful as you walk. Maybe you have to do it for 2 or 3 hours, and then try to come back and sit afterwards.
So I've done walking almost like today. I've walked like 5 hours straight, and then I've gotten to increase to like 3 hours per session. So am I still going on the right direction here?
Well,
Like
after you walk, you should then sit right afterwards. See how do you feel? But are you still sleepy or drowsy?
Generally, there are two outcomes. Either the yawning comes, like the sleepiness, or it gets into the calm. The mind got relaxed, but now I developed some kind of a traumatic with relax because I lose my understanding whether this calm is a right way of calm. Like when the mind relax, I'm just getting scared, so I just like terminate or do something.
I think if your mind is relaxed, that's the right thing. That's what you want to do. You want to relax your mind, make your mind feel easy, at ease, peaceful. As long as the mind has no dukkha, it's okay.
Okay.
So I guess you just have to walk as much as possible to develop more mindfulness. Try to walk until you have continuous mindfulness. as you walk. Your mind doesn't drift away from the present, from your walking, and go thinking about other things. If you can concentrate on your walking, you can get a certain amount of samadhi from walking. Your mind can become calm and almost ignoring everything around you, but just what you do, just the walking. Your mind becomes so concentrated that you're not bothered or disturbed by things around you. You just keep focused on your walking, and the mind become peaceful and at ease at the same time.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Then you can try sit afterwards. After you finish walking, continue on sitting. See how it works. This is something you have to try to find out for yourself. If you fall asleep, then get up and walk again.
Okay.
It means right now you're not ready for sitting. You have to keep walking until you have strong enough mindfulness to sit and not go to sleep. Okay?
All right.
All right. Then we go to Sajauka from Silver Spring, Maryland. Dhamma greetings to you.
Can you hear me?
Perfectly, very loud and clear.
Thank you, Ajahn. I can kind of relate to the previous person talking to you that sitting meditation is still a difficult thing for me, but and I'm just scratching the surface, I would say. But one thing I know for sure that I'm not going back, and I'm keeping the key silas in place, and I think as there is no going back, as I see that Mara waiting at one end, and I see our teacher waiting on the other side of the path, and everything is kind of delineated, and all I have to do is be diligent. And so I'll continue and try to be diligent, and my goal is well set out, and I'm trying and keep spells of good sitting meditation, but rather brief. But as you say again and again, you're writing that you are able to actually get into samadhi in 5 minutes, and that is something. So I have no questions today. I'll just listen. Thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah, you just have to be training yourself in mindfulness all the time. By the time you get up, you start using mindfulness right away. Try to keep your mind in the present. Don't allow it to go think about the past or the future unless you really have to. Otherwise, bring it back into the present by focusing on what you do or reciting a mantra. Keep the mantra as your friend. Keep it by your side all the time. Bhutto, bhutto, bhutto. Talk to Bhutto better than talking to yourself. We like to talk to ourselves a lot, and that creates a lot of delusion, defilement. Rather talk to Bhutto, Bhutto, Bhutto. Ask yourself, where are you, Bhutto? Are you here with me? I'm looking for you. Then your mind will not be able to think about other things. Then you can recite Bhutto along with what you do. Focus on what you do and Bhutto, Bhutto at the same time. Unless you have to think about what you do, then you stop reciting Bhutto. But only think about what you do, not other things. Okay. Then we go to Naomi, Jonah from Toronto. I haven't seen you for a while. You were here last Q&A though.
Yeah. Yeah, I always come when I have questions.
Well, this is the place to be.
I have two questions today. So my first question is, I have several relatives recently who have gotten, I guess, severe diagnoses where there are treatments, but they cause side effects like for cancer or heart problems. And it just made me think that later, if I were had an illness where they could only offer treatments with severe side effects, that I would probably prefer to refuse the treatment, even if it would mean that my life would be shorter. And I'm just wondering if, for someone who has not attained to Sotapan yet, if that would be considered maybe irresponsible because I wouldn't have as long of a life, or if it's maybe good at that time to try to just give up the body. I'm wondering what you think.
Well, if you find that the treatment is worse than the sickness, then better stick with the sickness than the treatment. You know, if you find that by treating yourself and you're hurting yourself more than the sickness itself, then just stick with the sickness, or try some alternative method of treatment. There are herbal medicines and things like that. In Asia, I think people use a lot of herbal medicine more than the modern medicine. I had a story about a monk who was, I think, diagnosed having cancer in the stomach, and the doctor performed operation. But as soon as they opened up the body, they found that it has gone too far. The cancer has spread too far, so they just say, there's nothing they can do. So they tell the monk, just go back to the monastery and get ready to die, I guess. So he went back to the monastery and he meditated, did a lot of meditation, and took some herbal medicine. And occasionally when he has severe pain, he would go to a clinic to get some painkillers to help him cope with the pain. After a few years, his cancer just disappeared. So, something like this is never a death sentence. Maybe in the eyes of the doctor, they may say this is a death sentence for you. But in reality, we never know things, a lot of things that we don't know about the body, how it might be able to rebound back with the proper support, like a calm mind and some herbal medicine can do the trick. I don't know. But this is a story that I share with you. It's a true story. Okay?
Okay, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I have one other question. So when a person, to attain to the level of Sotapan, I understand that you have to let go of the khandhas. And I'm just wondering, so for a Sotapan, my understanding is that they will still attach to the chitta as being mine. So there's still attachment to that. And I'm wondering if in the process of attaining to Sotapan, if they have to let go of that, and then they reattach to it after, or how, if my understanding is correct.
Well, on the first level, you don't deal with the mind itself. When you develop vipassana, you deal with your body first. Try to teach your mind that the body is not you. You are the mind. You're the one who knows, who thinks. And the body is just like a servant to you. And the body is like somebody else's body. So you want to look at your body as if you look at other people's body. If you're not worried about other people's body, you should not worry about your own body. They are the same. They're not you. They're somebody else. They're somebody. They're not you. So this is the first goal of the vipassana, to teach the mind to see that the body is not the mind. The mind is the master, while the body is the servant. The mind is the one who gives command to the body to speak and to walk, to run, and to do things. But these are two separate persons. So once you can see this, then you have to train your mind to have equanimity, to be actually letting go of your body, not worrying about it. If it should get sick or if it's gonna die, and if there's nothing you can do about it, you can just leave it alone, not reacting emotionally. So this is how the first level of noble attainment. You want to see the body and the feeling that accompanies the body, like hunger or pain or from illness. These are all part of the body. So if you can truly see the body is not you, then you should not be have any trauma with the body, regarding the body. You should have no stress, anxiety, worry, or anything regarding the body. So this is, once you can let go of your body, then before you go to the mind, you also have to deal with your sexual desire, which is body-based, based on other people's body. You have attraction when you see good-looking body. So you want to get rid of this attraction by reflecting on the other side of the body, the not good-looking part of the body, like a corpse or the inner parts of the body, the anatomy part of the body that we don't see because it's covered by the skin. So we want to visualize this part of the body. Every time we see a good-looking body, then we visualize this unpleasant-looking body. Then this will get rid of your sexual desire toward that body. Once you have fully in control of your sexual desire, then you have no problem with bodies, with either your body or other people's body. Your own body, you're not bothered, whatever happens to it. When you look at other people's body, you don't have any sexual desire for it. Once you have no problem with the body, then you can come and tackle your mind, your mental problem. Because you still have good feeling and bad feeling arising from the mind itself, not from the body. Someday you have pleasant, you feel good, someday you feel bad. Sometimes you have to treat this thing as phenomena, mental phenomena. Not you. You are the mind, you are the knower. But this thing that's happening in the mind is not you. You are like, the mind is like the sky. Why the things that occupy the sky is not the sky. You know what I mean? Like the planet, the stars, they are not the sky, they're not the space. The mind is the space that has all these things inside it, all these emotions, feelings, good and bad, depressed, elation, happy, sadness. You want to look at them as phenomena, as anatta, not under your control. You should just leave them alone. Don't react to them. Same way that you're not reacting to your body when the body gets old, gets sick, or die. If you can do that, then you can detach yourself from all the mental phenomena, not reacting to them. And you can live with them in peace and harmony. This is more or less the way to deal with the mental phenomena. After you have dealt with your body and the feelings that arise from your body. Okay?
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you.
But this is a long way to just try to tackle the first problem first. Your body, the 5 khandhas. Especially the feeling and the body. The body is the rupa khandha, and the feelings is the vedana khandha. Usually when you deal with the vedana khandha, you also deal with the rest of the other 3 khandhas. They come in as a team, with the vedana as the most profound thing that we are attached to, that we are normally disturbed by the vedana. So we have to teach the mind to understand the nature of vedana. It's like the body is a natural phenomena that keep changing from good to bad, from good feeling to bad feeling to neutral feeling. And they are caused by factors that beyond our control. So try to control your feeling will get you frustration and dukkha. So it's better not try to control your feelings, but learn how to accommodate your feelings. We know how to accommodate the good feelings and the neutral feelings, but we don't know how to accommodate the painful feelings. In order to accommodate the painful feeling, we need to have upekkha from samadhi, and the understanding that good feeling, bad feeling are natural phenomena that we cannot control or get rid of when they happen, when they appear. All we can do is learn to live with them when they come. We could live with a good feeling, happy feeling, neutral feeling, but we cannot live with the bad feeling, the painful feeling. That's all. So the other 2 feelings is no problem, right? It's only the painful feeling, the bad feeling that we have to learn how to accommodate. Not try to reject them. Every time they come, we try to reject them or run away from them. And this can cause problem when you cannot run away from them. So it's better just learn how to cope, to live with them by using upekkha and wisdom, understanding that the nature of pain is beyond our control. They are natural phenomena like the snow, the storm, the winds. They come and go. We just have to learn to live with them. Okay?
Yeah. Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Next person, Gok Sing from Singapore or Malaysia. I always forget, sorry.
Singapore. Ajahn, today I have no questions. Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Then let me go to Billy. Billy or Billy?
Billy Ajahn.
Billy, okay.
Yes, today I have no question also.
Okay. Next, Anuraji from New Zealand. You must be 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock now. 2 o'clock.
I think just past 1 o'clock.
Just past 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
How are you, Ajahn? Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. Go ahead.
Yeah. I just have one question, Ajahn. The previous explanations are very good, so that's really helpful. My understanding is that to become Sotapanna, one of the things that we need to eliminate is the Silabbata Paramasa. Is it the ritualistic behavior or everything that we do outside meditation?
It means things we do to alleviate our mental suffering, really. That's what it. Sometimes we don't feel good. like maybe your body is sick, so you might go and perform some rituals as believed by the cultures that you live in. Sometimes you do sacrifice, you kill a lamb or something to please the god, so that the god won't come and take your body, take the body of the lamb instead. This is the way how we deal with our unpleasant feelings, especially when they are caused by our body sickness or by our other things like financial losses, maybe something. And so you might think to alleviate this problem is to go and perform some kind of rituals. But if you are Sotapanna, when you see that your unpleasant feeling arises from your desire, from your cravings, desire for your body to get well if you're sick, so you feel bad, right? But if you understand the nature of the body as is being a natural phenomena that you cannot control, if it's gonna get sick, it's gonna get sick. If you accept the sickness, then you won't feel bad. So you won't need to do any rituals to get rid of your dukkha. So it means that you see the Four Noble Truths. And you know the cause of your unpleasant feeling, your dukkha, is from your craving, from your desire for things to go according to what you want, to the way you want it to be. So when they don't go according to the way you want, then you feel you have dukkha. So if you understand the Four Noble Truths, as soon as you have unpleasant feeling, unpleasant mental feeling, then you know that it's caused by your desire for things, and you're not getting it. So the way to get rid of this dukkha or unpleasant feeling is to stop your desire for things to be the way you want it to be, because it's beyond your control. Things are natural phenomena. So things happen, and it's something that you cannot do about it. So once you understand this, you accept your fate, more or less, and you don't have to go and try to fix it. If you cannot fix it, then you accept the fate, but your mind will be calm and not disturbed by the fate of your body or the fate of your financial status, for instance. So this is what it means. Once you see the Four Noble Truths in your mind, then you know the cause of your mental suffering is your own desire, your cravings. Then you just stop your desire, your cravings, and accept things as being anicca, dukkha, anicca, anatta. And things change, and sometimes when things change for the worse, you feel bad, right? But you cannot prevent it. You cannot stop it from changing. But you don't have to feel bad if you understand the truth. Then you just accept it, accept the change. C'est la vie, that's life. So when you accept it, then you stop your desire from wanting things to always be bright and upright. Sometimes things are bad. So you don't have to go to do any rituals like people do. Sometimes people go to see a fortune teller. They go to try to help solve their desire, really. Try to satisfy their desire. And sometimes the fortune teller will say, oh, you go perform this ritual, you do this and you do that, and things will be better for you. Sometimes it happens, and sometimes it doesn't happen. But the real cause is not things, the happening of things. The real thing is your mind, not capable of adapting to the changing situations. So you have to learn to change your mind, be fluid with your mind, to be able to adapt to every changing circumstances. Then you won't have any dukkha. Okay?
Thank you, Sangha. Thank you. Sadhu.
All right. Next, Jun, Jan or June?
Bante, Jun
June, okay. Where are you from?
from Singapore.
Okay, you have any question?
No, no question. Just joining today.
Okay,
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn.
then we go to Rosley. Rosley,
Evening, Ajahn.
okay.
No question for now, Ajahn. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay, thanks for your donation and your friends also.
Yeah.
I received the news.
Thank you for the opportunity, Ajahn. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Okay. Next is Kek Yenso from Penang. Kek, can you hear us? Okay.
Thanks, Ajahn. Good evening. Yeah. Ajahn, recently a lot of people pass away because of COVID. So when we pass away, should we maintain only mindfulness, or we should also think of the good deeds done by us?
By them, by the people who die, who pass away.
They say we are going to pass away. So should we only maintain mindfulness, or we should also think of the good deeds, done by us in the past?
No, you should look at anicca, dukkha, anatta. You should look at life is impermanent. Yeah. Life is anatta, beyond your control. Understand?
Okay.
So
yeah.
your mind will not be disturbed by the death of your body.
Mm.
The body is not you, it's a natural phenomenon. That's beyond your control. When the body is gonna die, you cannot stop it from dying. You have to accept it. That's all. If you can accept it, then there will be no dukkha when you die.
Okay.
Your mind will be peaceful and not disturbed by the death of the body. All right?
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. Next, Philip Lim and Adeline from KL, Malaysia.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Jonas?
Ask first.
Okay, Ajahn, I have a very minor question with regards to thinking of the 8 precepts as a householder. I know it's easier to do it when you're in a retreat. The last precept, which is actually sitting on high chairs and comfortable beds and things like that, that is very clear. Is it literally, or is it also figuratively when I'm actually practicing the 8 precept at home? If I am a chairman or a head of a committee or whatever is that, on that day, do I need to tell my assistant or my number 2 to say, oh, you need to take over on that particular day for me? Because by all means, sitting as a chairman or a boss on that particular day is supposedly, sitting on a position of strength. So that is one of our questions, because unlike some Buddhist countries, they may allow us to take leave during weekdays to observe the 8 precepts. Unlike we don't have that luxury here. So that is one of the questions, and I need to know whether it's something that need to be done.
Well, actually, the precept is supposed to be observed on your day off from working, not on the day you work, because you will run into a lot of obstacles from keeping it. So normally, you observe the precept on observance day, which according to the old, at least the Thai old tradition, Thailand used to have day off on observance day, not on weekend like Saturday or Sunday. Only recently, when the economy, the country becomes involved with the international community, then we have to switch our working day off from observance day to the weekend of Saturday and Sunday. So originally the day to observe is your day off. So you can then switch from, don't follow the observance day, which use the lunar calendar. And they don't always fall on the weekend on your day off. So you just have to adjust your observance day from the lunar calendar to your actual day off, which is Saturday or Sunday, for instance, as a day you can observe the 8 precepts. Because when you work, it's very difficult to keep the 8 precepts. Keep only the 5, because the 6th precept you might not be able to keep because you cannot eat after midday. But you stop working at midday and have lunch at midday, right? Which is already past midday. So these are the things that sometimes you have to readjust to suit the reality of the situation, which you should observe it on your day off. Because besides observing the 8 precepts, you have to practice Dhamma also at the same time. The reason you observe the 8 precepts is to support your Dhamma practice, your meditation practice. So you have to do this on your day off when you don't have to go to work. When you have time that you can then use for practice and keeping the 8 precepts. But if you still want to keep the 8 precepts on every day or on any day, then you might just have to, I guess, like you say, you might have to abstain yourself from doing something that you can, if it's against the 8 precept.
Okay.
Does this answer your question?
So in those instances that where I sit as a position of like a chairman or whatever, I need to basically let it go and just get my assistant to say, it's your turn, to take over.
Yeah, you can do that, but you have to understand the function of the 8 precept is to support your meditation. Yeah. If you keep and you're not meditating, then it's useless. Oh. The 5 precept is good enough. You don't need to keep the other 3, the 6, 7, or 8 precept, because the 6, 7, or 8 is to support your meditation practice, to stop you from doing other activities. That's what it does. That's the function of the 6, 7, and 8 precept.
Okay.
So if you keep the 8 precept and you don't meditate, then you just
wasting your time.
Yeah, you just you have support, but you don't practice. So you're not getting any result from your practice anyway. So you might just make it difficult on yourself and other people. When you work, and then you have to switch around and say, oh, I cannot sit on the chairman's seat because I'm keeping the 8 precept.
No, because Tanajan already answered a lot of the questions. So we can only do the 8 precepts on observance day, like on the 1st and the 15th of the lunar calendar, which is better, not on a daily basis, right?
Well, this is how for lay people, lay people only have time on the day off to meditate, to practice Dhamma. But in modern days, you don't observe your day off. It doesn't follow the lunar calendar anymore. So if you use the lunar calendar, then you'll be in conflict. Like the next observance day will fall on Thursday, and Thursday is your working day. So you have to adjust your observance day from the lunar calendar to the actual day off that you have. Like if you don't work on Saturday, then that should be the day you observe the the 8 precept and practice Dhamma. That's what it means. To lay down your work, your living, you're working for a living, for your body, and work for your mind on your day off, by meditation and keeping the 8 precepts. So if you follow the lunar calendar and you have to go to work, what do? You cannot meditate, right? You cannot practice Dhamma. So you don't get any benefits from keeping the 8 precepts. The 8 precept is to support your meditation practice. Because if you keep the 8 precept, then you cannot go to a party. You cannot watch movies, listening to music, all this sensual pleasure activity. Then you wouldn't have time to meditate, to practice Dhamma.
Understood. All right.
Okay.
Okay, Ajahn.
All right. Alvin Lee, you're next. From Kuala Lumpur also.
Yeah, good evening, Ajahn. Okay, Ajahn, following up Philip's question, I was told that when it says like high seat is literally high seat. One monk previously told me that you cannot, try to sit on a basic chair, not higher than how many inches? I think around about 23 inches high. And then when you sleep, if possible, don't sleep on luxury bed. Sleep on a basic bed or use a mattress and put it on the floor. Can you confirm that, Ajahn?
Well, essentially, the use of this furniture is to avoid you from indulging comfort, physical comfort. That's all. Want you to use simple furniture, no furniture at all, if possible. Just sit on the floor, sleep on the floor. Then and no mattresses either. You cannot use mattresses because it's too comfortable. You can use a mat, a straw mat, or maybe a piece of sheet. Or if the floor is cold, then you might use a blanket to prevent the cold to hurt your body. But it's for health reason, not for comfort reason.
I don't have any pants to wear. Right. What? So literally, it means that sleep as basic, use all this basic.
Simple. Yeah, no luxury for no comfort. Not for comfort. Not for physical comfort. Like nowadays, you go to a furniture shop and look at the bed. They have all these special features of providing you with comfort so that you can sleep for hours and hours. That's not what we want. We only want to sleep for 4 hours. But the bed that they sell in the furniture store will make you sleep for 8 or 10 hours.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Well, one more question, Ajahn. Can I? One more question.
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. You're talking about fortune teller just now. Is fortune telling wrong livelihood?
Is fortune what?
Fortune telling?
Yeah.
Wrong livelihood?
Yeah, not for monk. Monk is a teacher of Dhamma, nothing else. Monk should teach about karma, tell people to accept their lot, their fate. Whatever happens to them is caused by their karma. And if they don't want to have any bad situation befallen on them, then try to avoid doing bad karma. Because all the bad situation that happens to them are caused by their bad karma.
Right. So even for a lay person, it's a wrong livelihood, right?
If you are Buddhist, yes, it's not the right livelihood. It's because It's delusional. It's teaching people to be delusional, not being wise, not having wisdom. If you want to teach Dhamma.
Okay, thanks.
You don't want to teach people to be blind. You want to teach people to have eyes to see the truth. Okay?
Okay, thanks.
Next, Kenneth, professor from Switzerland.
Hello, Tanajan.
Are you teaching today?
No teaching today. It's nearly the end of the semester, so things are slowing down. Just exams now.
Are you doing in-person teaching now?
Partly. We have limits on the numbers who can come, so some students can come and the other ones are online, so it's hybrid.
I see. Still not free from the COVID-19?
No, not at all. No, still quite high, but the vaccination program is quite advanced now.
Okay.
Progressing.
Your question, please.
Yeah, I have a question. When sitting in meditation and reciting the Buddha, like when the mind drifts away, I bring it back and bring it back. But occasionally I find sometimes it's very difficult and it almost turns into like a battle to bring the mind back from where it wants to go. So the whole meditation session is just like a fight. But I do persist and try to just keep the fight going until the time appointed. And so it's not very calm, it's a bit tiring and so on. But is that the correct strategy, just to keep fighting and to bring the mind back?
It means your mindfulness is not strong enough to overcome your defilements. So what you need to do, besides fighting when you meditate, you have to develop more mindfulness before you meditate. So try to train yourself in mindfulness all the time, regardless of where you are or what you do. Try to stop thinking. Try to focus on what you do. Try to be in the present and not talking to yourself or letting your mind drift into the past or into the future unnecessarily. If you have to think about the past or the future, then you have to be mindful. Only the thing that you need to think. Once you finish, you should stop thinking. Then when you meditate, you will find that your mindfulness is a lot stronger. And you won't find and feel like a struggle. The mind can become calm very easily, quickly. But if it doesn't, it means your mindfulness is not strong. It's still like a child. After standing up and walking for 2 or 3 steps, it falls down again. And you have to get up and walk in. Then this will be a struggle to walk. So the reason is because you don't have enough mindfulness when you meditate. So maybe you should, if you find that sitting is not productive, maybe try to find space for you to walk and maybe do walking meditation instead. Maybe it's easier to focus your mind.
Okay.
And then maybe after you have walked for a while and you feel you have stronger mindfulness, then you can try to sit again.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a struggle. Your defilement has been the master of the mind for ages. So to beat this opponent is not easy. You need to build up your mindfulness. But don't give up. This is the only thing that will help you win. It's not giving up. Because as soon as you give up, you lose forever. So just keep on doing. If today you feel you're weak, not able to do it, maybe you can skip a day or two. Or you can say, oh, I have to do it anyway, whether I feel like it or not. At least you can keep your struggle going, not giving up. Some day it might be easy, some day it might be hard. It depends on your mindfulness on each particular day. Okay?
Okay, thank you very much, Ajahn.
All right.
Thank you.
Next, Kafai Lim of Malaysia. Cannot hear your voice, Kafai. Maybe you didn't turn on your. Something is wrong with you have been muted, but your sound doesn't come through. When you entered the room, did you click on using computer microphone? Can you speak? Try to speak now. See if we can hear you. Not the sound at all. So maybe you have to go out and come back again and click on when the program asks you to use computer microphone, you have to click on that. Can anybody hear him? Nobody can. Okay, I think he has left the room. So next is Claudia Schweiner from Germany, from Nürnberg. Greetings to you, Claudia.
Good afternoon from Germany, Tana-chan. And I have a question of understanding today relating to your book. So you said in a chapter of this book, I'm translating now, once you give away your possessions and your wealth and you share them with other people, it will generate loving kindness and compassion in you. You will have love, kindness, and compassion towards other people and things. So my question of understanding is, in Germany or in the German language, we have many meanings or synonyms for the word love. Do I understand correctly that when you say you will have love, kindness, and compassion towards other people, do you mean a love like sympathy or fondness or affection, like goodwill?
Goodwill, you will have goodwill toward other people.
Yeah.
You will want other people to be happy from your action.
Yeah. So I will translate this love with goodwill in the German language, because I don't understand this as a greedy love or
goodwill or friendship. Yeah. Friendship.
Yeah.
You want to show your friendship, show your goodwill.
Yeah. Yeah. So usually I also translate the word metta with goodwill, because love often
love can be misleading because there are two kinds of love: altruistic love and selfish love.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And this is altruistic love, selfless love. Not thinking about yourself, just thinking about the recipient of your action.
Yeah.
You want them to be happy. You want them to be well. Like we always chant, may all beings be well and happy.
Yes.
That's the kind of love we are talking about.
Yes.
Selfless love, not selfish love.
Yeah. 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 So this is my question for today, and I thank you so much for your answer, Tana-chan. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Next, Kyuyan Duong. Kyuyan.
Hello, Tana-chan. I have no questions today. I'm just trying to fight with my unmindfulness. That's all.
Okay. Keep doing. Keep trying. One day you will succeed. If you fail, try again. Don't stop. Don't stop trying. And be persistent. Don't give up. Look at the Buddha's example. Once he decided to sit under the Bodhi tree, he set up a resolution that he will not get up until he became enlightened. Until he had full mindfulness and wisdom. That's what he meant. Or until all his defilement has been vanquished from his mind. All right? Okay. Let me go to Forrest then. Forrest Tom from Boston, Massachusetts.
Ajahn, happy to hear the Dhamma from you today. I visited Lumpur Pasano this weekend at Temple Forest Monastery.
Where?
Temple Forest Monastery in New Hampshire.
Yeah.
It's a branch. It's actually a Ajahn Chah branch monastery now, I think.
Is this forest type of monastery or is a
Thai Ajahn Chah lineage?
I mean the surrounding, is it a forest monastery?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on a large forest with a pond and near a shooting range though, so you can hear the gunshots.
Mm-hmm. Did you spend nights there or just visiting for the day?
Visiting for 2 days, but because of COVID, they haven't opened to visitors. So I'm hoping to go later in the year after they've opened again.
You find it attractive to your practice? Quiet surroundings?
Yes, yeah. It's very conducive to the practice to be in the forest and to talk with the monks and offer food. So I really want to go back when I can.
Okay. No question today?
Just one brief question. So what does it mean that the Dhamma is Opanayiko? I know there are different translations of Opanayiko, but I don't feel like I understand.
Dhamma, teaching of the Buddha, you should Opanayiko mean bring it inside, into your mind. The teaching of the Buddha is like a program, yeah, on a disk. You want to install it in your mind. That's what it means. Okay, because the program on the disk cannot do any function in your computer yet. You have to install the program before you can use it. That's what it means. Install it in your mind by practicing mindfulness. When you start practicing mindfulness, you're starting installing the Dhamma of the Buddha into your mind. As you start to have mindfulness, then you can keep the precepts. You can keep the precept, more precepts. Because without the mindfulness, sometimes you forget that you're keeping the precept. Then you can break the precept easily.
Mm-hmm.
And also with mindfulness, you can keep the precept, you can calm the mind, have samadhi, then you can direct the mind to look at the truth of anicca, dukkha, anatta. It all start with mindfulness. That's why the Buddha said the four foundations of mindfulness is very important sutta, discourse. Not the Buddha, but I think Buddhists believe that the four foundations of mindfulness is really important.
Mm-hmm.
So this is what it means, Opanayiko. Bring the Dhamma inside, dana into your mind, sila into your mind, meditation into your mind, wisdom into your mind. Right now it's outside your mind. Yeah. It's like medicine. When you go to see a doctor, doctor give you medicine. You have to take the medicine to cure your sickness, your illness. If you leave the medicine outside your body, it cannot do the work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same way with the teaching of the Buddha, it's a Dhamma medicine. It will cure your mental illness.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the Dhamma, then I guarantee you will never have any mental illness.
Okay.
All
yeah,
right?
That's very clear. Thank you for the images. It's very clear.
Okay.
John, thank you.
Next, Soling from London and her daughter.
Hello, Ajahn. No question. No. We don't have question. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Let me go to Verita Live Thailand. What's your name? Jessica, right?
Hi, hello, Thanachan.
Haven't seen you for a while.
Yes, I have been very busy, but also practicing. So I just want to give a little bit an update for the past few months what I have been up to. So
Okay.
working hard, but also in the meantime integrating, the practice that I gained during the time I was in the meditation retreat. So there were a lot of obstacles during the past few months with work, but it seemed that it didn't bother me at all. But also, it was kind of like a test. Do I worry about it? Do I stressed about it? Because everything is impermanent. Nothing stays the same. It's always changing. So I was not stressed. It felt like being in the present moment, using mindfulness, and doing the best as I can in my daily work. And actually, it paid off as well. In my daily meditation after work, I still meditate. It feels like the mind has become lighter. There's nothing in my mind as well. There's no attachment, craving. There's just nothing.
No resisting. You're not resisting the truth. That's
I just be worried that I have nothing in my brain.
you are in harmony with the truth, with the reality.
Yes, Thanachan, I think so. And there was one day, it was last month, I was meditating, and the consciousness, I was very fully aware of everything, but it was very peaceful and everything slowed down, like time froze. There was no body, there was nothing, there was only knowing. And while I was in my meditation, I saw that the body suddenly became crystallized. So I think, okay, so it must be improving in some way.
You should try to apply it when you're not meditating.
Yes.
Try to see everything as being elements,
Yes.
crystals, as being crystals.
Yes. And Thanachan as well, I've become vegetarian. I don't know how I came this way.
It's okay what you eat. It doesn't matter. You can eat beef or you can eat vegetable. No difference. It has no bearings on
I
your.
have a high sensitivity with the smell of the blood, with meat. So
make sure that you don't have aversion for it though, because this will be defilement also.
Yes.
You should remain neutral. You should be able to eat anything, beef or vegetable.
Okay.
When you start to have aversion, then this is defilement already.
Yes, Thanachan. That's it so far, but still, I think Dhamma is really closely near me in the heart, so I try to apply it everywhere I go. Yes.
Yes, do it so that makes your mind serene, makes your mind peaceful and happy. That's the goal of the practice, to maintain serenity and peacefulness of mind all the time, not just during meditation, also when you come out of meditation.
Yeah.
You should apply equanimity to every situation by merely knowing and not reacting emotionally toward anything.
Yes, Thanachan.
All right. You have any question?
That's it so far. Nothing else, Ka.
Okay. Then let me go to I10.
Good evening, Ajahn, I'm okay. I think the name, I can't change the name. So my name is Lisan. Lisan, yes.
Lisan, okay.
Yeah. In fact, okay, this is my first time joining the Zoom meeting to see you online, Ajahn. Normally, I visit Ajahn at Wat Yan on the hill there. I just would like to thank you for the opportunity given to give the dana through Kun Junsiri.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you for your dana.
I just have one question.
Go ahead.
It's regarding the vaccine. Is it a good deed or a good act to have the vaccine while I'm controlling the body immune illness now?
Well, vaccine is like medicine. You take other medicine, right? Don't you?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. Just look at it as medicine. It's supposed to protect your body, keep your body safe from virus.
Okay. So I don't have anything to be concerned of the vaccine at all.
Well, if you're concerned, just think like this: whether you take the vaccine or not, you don't change the truth. And the truth is, you'll get old, get sick, and die anyway.
Yes.
It's only a matter of time. That's all. You might die quicker, or you might die later. But the truth is still remaining. And regardless of whether you take the vaccine or not, you're gonna get old, get sick, and die. So this don't change anything. So you have a choice you can take, but you don't take vaccine, you get old, get sick, and die. Maybe sooner or later. Who knows? Nobody knows.
Sooner or later, right?
But definitely sooner or later, that's for sure.
Okay. Okay, understand, Ajahn. Thank you.
Okay. Next, Kun Pasana. Kun Pasana from Bangkok.
Good evening, Ajahn. Today I still have no question, but tomorrow all of my family intentionally go to make merit with you and all the monks from in Banampur.
Okay, see you in the morning. All right. Next, Wei and Czech from Vancouver.
Ajahn, that was the best explanation of Opanaiko, Ajahn. When you talk to Forrest about installing in our mind the Buddha's teaching. For me, that's like very modern, fits into the modern time, perfect analogy.
Well, you're all modern people. I cannot talk about the ancient people to you. You won't understand anyway, right?
Yeah, so with the time, Ajahn, you're so like
the Buddha, when he taught farmer, he talked about farming. When he talks to a warrior, he talks about weapons, because that's what people understand, right? You have to use analogy that they can understand.
Right. best analogy ever. Ajahn, I'm just looking for some clarification. I heard from the other day the Q&A. Somebody asked you about Katina, and your explanation I don't really understand about the merit actually belongs to the monk. So I'm kind of confused about that part.
I mean, merit really means benefit.
Oh,
Okay.
I see. Oh.
Okay, the giver also get benefit. The receiver also get benefit, but different type of benefit. The receiver get the benefit of receiving the material, the rope to make rope. The giver get the benefit of giving, which make them have good feelings. So I'm saying that good feeling from giving. Doesn't matter who you give or what you give. It's the same. But the benefit that the receiver get can be different depending on what you give them. If you give them something they don't need, then there's no benefit for them.
Oh,
If you give them something they need, then that's benefit for them. So the reason why the Buddha told people to give robes or material to make robes to monks, because they were in scarcity, very hard to find for monks. Monks have difficulty getting materials to make robes for them. So if they give the robe to the monks, then this will bring great benefits to the monks. See? And people misunderstand to think that when they give katina robe, they will get great benefit for themselves, which is misunderstanding.
Yeah.
That was only during the time of the Buddha, but nowadays we have more robes than we can wear them for the rest of our life. Yeah. So give another robe doesn't make any difference. So you should give something else, that maybe food instead, something that they are lacking. Maybe vaccine right now. By the way, tomorrow we have some generous people. I don't know who, but they managed to get some vaccine to give to the monks in the monastery here. They'll come tomorrow and give us. So this is something that that's what monks need right now, is to have vaccine. But sometimes the monks are overlooked and they are not under the priority list. But some lay devotees, they felt that monks should be treated more important than other people. So somehow they try to talk to people who has the supply to share some to the monks. So we have, normally my queue has been moved to next month to get the normal queue. But when people heard that I have to wait for a long time, they cannot remain still. So they try to arrange for a special vaccine for me and the monks in the monastery. So tomorrow, I just came today, and the news just came today that there will be vaccine for us tomorrow afternoon.
That's great.
So I don't know, but me, as far as I'm concerned, I can wait. It doesn't matter. To me, it's vaccine or COVID are just about equally bad. It's like
we are highly appreciate that.
It's just like jumping from the frying pan into the fire, which is. So I can take both ways, whether I get COVID or get the vaccine and maybe get killed by the vaccine. I don't know. But it doesn't change the fact anyway. I will still get sick and die. But
hopefully
this is just
you'll prolong your teaching, Ajahn.
Yeah, but it's just to give you the example of what benefits mean or merit mean. Merit really means benefit. Yeah. When you give, you get benefit from giving. You feel good. Okay. And the people who receive the things you get, they also feel good.
Yeah.
But sometimes you give them something they don't want, they return it to the shop, right? After Christmas. Because you don't know what they want, and you don't want to ask them. You don't want to embarrass them either. So you have a lot of return after Christmas. But we monks cannot return things after you give us.
So Ajahn, you cannot return the vaccine.
No, I'll take it because I think maybe better than not taking it.
I think so. It's for me, I'm overjoyed because I've been thinking about whether Ajahn get the vaccine. For us, I think it's a great benefit for whoever is, like, big sadhu to you, like for keeping Ajahn safe.
I hope I answered your question about the katina.
Yes, very clear.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just the word married. I misunderstood that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, actually, when people giving katina, the robe itself is very minor part of the gift now. What is the main gift is the money to support the monastery for refurbish, for renovation, for repairs, for expenses. So that's where the real katina is nowadays, the financial support that people give to the monastery.
Right.
And they use the katina occasion as the occasion to give the support. So there are lots of donation, people collecting donation from friends to contribute to this katina ceremony.
Right.
So if you just give the robe, then it's useless because the monastery have too many robes already. But they don't have the money. Nowadays you need the money to run a monastery also. You have to pay for electricity, water, and repairs, construction, things like this, maintenance. So people give money to support the monastery.
And if you have extra, you give to the school, right, Ajahn? The Puru school.
Yes. This if it's your own individual, see, money can be given to an individual monk, or you can give it to the temple. If it's given to you individual, then the monk can decide what to do with that money.
Oh.
But if it's given to the monastery, then it has to be used for the monastery purpose
I see. Oh, all right.
only.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tanaja.
All right. Gary, you're next from Singapore.
Good evening, Tanajan. No questions tonight.
No question? Okay.
Just listening.
All right. Then let me go to Belinda, also from Singapore.
Hello, Ajahn. Uh-oh.
Yes, go ahead. Can hear you.
No questions for the Ajahn.
No question either. Okay. Then it's Julia. Hi, Julia, from Colorado, USA.
Oh, hello, Ajahn. You remember. Thank you. I apologize for being late. I used up the data on the telephone, so I came to a shop. My friend has a shop, and so at 9 a.m. he will come open, and it will get very busy, and then so I might hang up the computer. So I apologize in advance also. But here they have their Wi-Fi. I'm so happy that the Ajahn has access to the vaccine. And then I realized that means I don't have equanimity, because probably what matters is the mind stream of Ajahn, right? So, but I like Ajahn being here in a body to teach Dhamma.
So you use mudita, see, when you're happy with other people's happiness. This is mudita. You cannot have equanimity. You have to switch from equanimity to mudita. It depends on the circumstances. Sometimes you have to switch to metta, to goodwill, sometimes to karuna, to helping other people. So it depends on the circumstances that you come upon. Right now, you have to use mudita, not equanimity, not ubeka.
Okay. Thank you, Ajahn. Mudita. So the Brahma Viharas.
Yes, sympathetic joy. Mudita means sympathetic joy.
Metta, karuna. Okay, so I'm still doing the parts of the body practice. and I figured out where to put brain in the list, the way that works best, I think, for me. And in the beginning, I would make it very focused, like a very small beam looking at the parts of the body. And now it seems it comes more naturally to just look in a very big way at the body internally. And so I wonder about that. But then I also have a question, you know, I guess how to live. I think I might be doing a little retreat in a small cabin, and how to practice then. Maybe, like, I think I'll do 2 more months of the parts of the body, and then after that I wonder, just dwelling naturally, what is the best way? Should I do another formal practice, or just to live naturally? We don't have, so the COVID has been a kind of a blessing for me in Colorado, because I like Theravada and there's not very much Theravada where I live. So yeah, I'm trying to live by the Ajivatamaka, the sila, not the Uposot sila.
The Panchasila.
Huh?
The 5 precepts.
Yeah, the 5, and then trying to practice a better speech, and also wanting to have a livelihood that's in line with Dhamma. I keep letting go, and then so just how to be in the world. Yeah, how to practice. Yeah.
Okay. So did you ask me about the 32 parts? That's what you want to know?
That's what I'm doing now.
Okay.
And then what to do when I finish that. I'm going to only do it 2 more months.
Well, you cannot just decide when to stop. You only stop when you truly see the body and truly have this impressed in your mind all the time. So every time you look at a person's body, you automatically have an X-ray vision of the other parts of the body as well. That's what you want to.
So then I should continue, because I can do that in my body, but I forget when I see the other people to
That's
do
right.
the
You have to use your X-ray to go see under the skin of the other people's body also.
Okay.
Especially the body that you are attracted to sexually.
Okay. I don't think I have attraction anymore.
If you don't, then you don't need to use it. You only use it as a medicine.
Oh, so maybe I don't need to do it.
If you don't have any sexual attraction, then you don't need to.
Not anymore, because I practice so much. It's just
okay. So is that just to stop your sexual desire when it comes up?
Oh, I feel sort of the same way about, like, the world. I don't feel I'm not like a fly going to the fly paper or the light bulb. I feel more cool, but yet I'm in the world.
Yes, if you can live and be like a a drop of water on the leaf. You don't. You're not absorbed by the leaf. You're separated from the world, but you live in the world.
Yeah.
You're not part of the rat race. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
You just live and enjoy life with a peaceful mind. You don't need anything to make you happy.
Yeah.
Just to make your mind calm and peaceful. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Okay.
You were gonna say something?
Should I try to help other people somehow?
Yes, I just read something the Dalai Lama just said. If you can do something, if you can help somebody, do it. But if you can do anything, don't hurt other people.
Okay. Yeah.
If you cannot do anything, at least you should not hurt other people. But if you can do something, help other people. Do something for other people if you can.
Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you for your practice and staying healthy.
Okay, thank you for coming in. Who's next? Lillian, I think. Lillian, you're next from Bangkok. Malaysian living in Bangkok.
Yes, good evening, Ajahn. Talking about the vaccine, it also takes a lot of patience for us to wait for the vaccine because we don't actually have any chance to register at the moment. So trying to keep calm as well.
Yes.
But actually following up from Alvin's question about fortune telling, I actually am very curious about something that I was wondering if I can ask Ajahn. Since I came to Bangkok, I actually met some people who are actually mediums. I'm just wondering, are they illusion or they are actually very real? Because they look really, really real to me. Mediums as in
Psychic, we call psychic people.
They're so real that it's not that I believe or don't believe, I'm pretty neutral, but I see quite a bit, to be honest. So just wondering.
Well, all these psychic fortune teller, they cannot solve your principal problem, which is dukkha. This is something you have to use Dhamma to solve it. So whatever they might solve, they just temporarily to allay your fear maybe or your anxiety maybe, but they don't really get rid of them. Because they don't attack at the root of the problem. The root of the problem is the desire, the cravings for things to go well for you, for instance.
Okay.
So don't rely on them. We better rely on the Buddha's teaching, which will really solve the problem completely and permanently.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. That's
all right.
Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Let me see who's next now. I forgot.
And
Derek Thompson. Hi, where are you from?
Namaskaran, Ajahn. I'm from the United States, but I've been living here in Pratum Thani for about 11 years now.
I see. So you speak Thai also?
Yeah, I also speak Thai.
Good.
I have 2 questions today.
Go ahead.
The first question is, many people say that focus concentration, or in Thai what people would call ganpeng, is not sama samadhi. It's they say sama samadhi is more like just having awareness, and the samadhi will come naturally. But I often find when I don't have much time, it's easier for me to use focus concentration first until I get until my mind becomes focused, and then relax later. So my question is, are there any drawbacks from this method?
No drawbacks at all. You need to concentrate. You need to focus in order to calm your mind, to stop your mind, to become still. You need to focus on an object, such as your breath or a mantra, for instance. So So you see, you need Samma Sati before you can get to Samma Samadhi. Samma Sati is right focus, right concentration. When your mind concentrates on one object, this is right concentration. And then it will lead to stillness of the mind, which is called Samadhi or Jhana. That's where you want to go, into jhana. That's where real happiness is. That's where equanimity is. Okay, does this answer your question? Your first one?
Yes, thank you. Thank you. My second question is quite long, so I hope you don't mind if I read it.
Okay.
So this happened about 13 years ago, so I just wrote it down to help my mind put everything into context. Before I practiced Buddhism, before I even knew about Buddhism, I practiced a method. I wanted to develop magical powers. So I did this meditation method in which I focused my attention very intensely on, as they call it, a chakra below my navel, or in Thai would be like the napi area. And there's some breathing exercises that goes along with it. One day when I was practicing this method, there was a strong electrical-like energy went up my spine. And when it got to my head, I felt my, like my body exploded. And it felt like my awareness expanded out into infinity. And there was no body, and it was also as if there was no physical space. And it happened for about a split second, and then everything came back. And then after the experience, I had a feeling, and I still have a feeling today, that there was a part of me before that experience that is no longer with me now. And one of my friends mentioned that it may have been Sotapanna, but my question is that true?
No, not at all. It's just a mental vision experience that is still considered to be anatta and anicca. Temporarily, it comes and goes. Anatta is something you cannot control. So just let it be, leave it alone. See, a Sotapanna is someone who has let go of his attachment to his body. Are you still attached to your body? Yes, you still have anxiety about your body. If you do, then it means you're not a Sotapanna yet. Okay.
Thank you, Prajna.
It's not something like an experience that will transform you into a Sotapanna. A Sotapanna is someone who understands the nature of the body as being impermanent, as being a natural phenomenon that you cannot control. That's what it means. You have to see anicca, anatta, and dukkha in the body. And when you understand this, then you can let go of your attachment to your body. Then the dukkha or the suffering concerning the body will disappear from your mind. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. You staying in Thailand permanently now? Or you still on a temporary visa or what?
Now I have permanent residency, and I have a family here. I'm married to a Thai woman, and I have 2 children.
I see. Good. You enjoy living in Thailand?
Yes, very much.
Okay.
One of my favorite things is the Buddhism here.
Okay. Good to see you.
Thank you. Same here.
All right. Next. Evie, you're next. Evie from Indonesia.
Thank you, Tan Ajahn. Can Ajahn hear me?
Yes, very good today. No noises in the background.
Yeah. Ajahn, it has been 3 days of meditation that I have experienced. One is the school is burning. very clearly when the fire mixed with the oxygen, it dominates the skull and the fire penetrates from any direction from the eyes to the nose to the mouth, and there is a sound of burning whoosh, whoosh, like that, until the bones are completely dry and all joints are released. The bone become the ash and partially destroyed. The fire starts to slowly go out. And I remember my grandmother bones, after they have finished roasting, they will ground into small pieces and then put in a jar. Well, I will be like this too in future. Number 2 is the sound of flies flying past my left ear, like this, very clear. It turned out that in the front of me there was a corpse full of flies. It was not clear whether it's male or female. The position was face down, and the sound of the flies is very clear. So I get out of here and return to my breath. And the 3 experience is this morning when I was paying attention to the tip of nose. I like a zooming. From my nose, I saw a pores of the nose, black spot in the nose. From the black spot come out blackhead like worms. Very disgusting, Ajahn. When I that comes up is not blackhead again, but it's a worms. Even I using skincare, it's still disgusting. The contents of the facial skin are disgusting. So all of this came by itself. I didn't even imagine. I was just anapanasati. And my question is, what is the name of the 3 condition experience like this, Ajahn?
We call nimitta, or vision. It means that your mindfulness is not strong enough. So you allow the mind to create this vision of these nimittas. So you should ignore them, disregard them, and try to focus on your breath instead. Because these are distractions to your jhana, to you entering into jhana.
Do I need to observe?
You should ignore them. Don't pay attention to them. Come back to your breath.
Yeah.
Focus only on your breath to get into jhana.
Okay, Ajahn. And when I eat episode at the same time, pay attention to the breath. Can I eat episode at the same time, pay attention to the breath?
You can, but it will not make your mind become still. Eventually, you have to stop chanting and then just focus on your breath alone. When you first start, you might need to chant to calm your mind down a bit. If your mind is restless, you can use the chanting. But once the mind becomes less restless and you are capable of focusing on your breath alone, then you should just watch your breath alone.
But if I do at the same times, I think faster, like entering the estuary and switch to Buddha Anapanasati. And when I do Anapanasati, should it be 108 times? Because sometimes at 80 times is just silent, but I force it to 108 times. And finally, my mind is moving again.
What do you mean by forcing? What are you forcing?
Sometimes at 80 times, I was quiet. I was silent. But I know that is this chanting is must 108 times. So I force it to read again. And
not necessarily. You have to chant 108 times. Really, the purpose of chanting is to calm your mind down. Once you can calm your mind down, you can stop chanting and then focus on your breath instead.
And sometimes, if not on target, I can cause a headache from the left or right or front or back. And when it happens, what should I do, Ajahn?
If it only happens during meditation, you just ignore it. After you finish with your meditation, it disappears and there's nothing wrong. It's just your defilement creating this obstacle to prevent you from entering into jhana, to practice meditation.
So I must take a breath and start again.
Well, just watch your breath. You keep coming back and watch your breath and ignore everything that appears when you meditate. Just only focus on your breath. One object. You want to bring your mind to one point, to become focused, to become still.
Try to always awareness, yeah, Ajahn. Always awareness, not to sleep.
Well, awareness is always there, but usually sometimes blocked by other things.
Yeah, that kind of nimitta is very often to appears.
Okay, just focus on your breath
Okay,
and ignore everything. Okay.
Ajahn.
Okay, good. Next, Vince, I think. Vince, you're next.
Good evening, Ajahn.
From Singapore.
Yes, good evening, Ajahn. Can you hear me?
Yes, very well. Go ahead.
Okay, good. In fact, today I find that I learned a lot from the 5 khandhas that I explained earlier. And I would like to understand, because you mentioned one thing, which I would like you to help me to understand more. You mentioned about upekkha, to so-called, I would like to know the relationship between upekkha and so-called negative feelings. And is it, what is the mind state like? What is the sensation like? Is it witnessing, noticing, or what? Or just let the things happen in the space? And what if we lost the battle, the upekkha lost, and to the negative feelings? What should we do?
So you just have to bring it back by focusing on your breath or on a mantra.
Mm-hmm.
See, upekkha means not reacting to anything that the mind comes across. If the mind starts to react emotionally, then it means there's no upekkha. So you have to use maybe a mantra to bring it back to upekkha.
Mm-hmm. Is it pure witnessing only?
It's just merely knowing. Just merely watching, observing. Just be an observer, don't be an actor. Don't get involved. That's what it means.
Right. Sometimes I lost many times.
Be a detached observer. That's what it means. Detached observer.
I understand.
All right.
Can I have a second question?
You need to have jhana to have this natural detached observing ability. Or else you have to force it by telling yourself, don't react.
Okay.
You're just watching a movie, really. Everything in life is a movie. We're just watching a movie and we're acting with the movie. We should be an audience watching the movie, not being the actor in the movie. Okay.
Ajahn, can I have a second question?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. So today, because all the while I have not been interested in 32 parts of the body, but in this session, I so-called have a different view about 32 parts of the body through the question and answer session. Seems like if we don't do Asubha meditation, I cannot honestly fully detach my body and the mind. Is that correct? Or is there the currently mindfulness that we are doing, or breath meditation is able to let us do the body and mind detachment?
Well, see, when you use Asubha, you want to stop your sexual desire. Mm-hmm. That's the purpose of contemplating on Asubha, on the unpleasant features of the body. Mm-hmm. Like the skeleton, the bones, and the intestines, and so forth. Mm-hmm. When you have sexual desire, if you can think of these features of the body, then your sexual desire will disappear.
Okay. So once you master it, we can just let go of it, and then
Once you have no sexual desire, then you don't need to use any asubha. Only use it when your sexual desire comes up.
Okay. Understand.
It's like medicine. When you have a headache, you take medicine. Once there's no headache, then you stop taking the medicine.
Okay. Appreciation of body form is also okay, right?
If you have sexual desire, then
that's not okay.
Yeah.
Understand. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. Next, Kafai already. Have you already talked, Kafai? I think you already did once before, right?
Yeah, it didn't work out. Can you hear me now, Ajahn?
Oh, okay. You didn't
Yeah.
speak. Okay, go ahead.
Good day to you, Ajahn. Yeah, just an update and also the questions. Last week I have a full 1 day fasting before observing the 8 precepts on Vesak Day. It was very conducive for sitting meditations, and I can almost say that the mind has no distraction at all, so much more tame throughout the day. The mind is very focused and also very calm, and yeah, it's very good. I have a questions in regards to observing the 8 precepts. Usually around past midday, there will be someone like neighbor offering some like drinking tea with a ginger and tea, but of course without milk and sugar. Does that actually allow after the past midday meal if it's observing the 8 precepts?
Well, milk is considered to be food.
No milk, without milk and without sugar. Yeah,
you can have sugar. Sugar is allowed, but no milk.
All right.
No
it's
milk
just a tea. Yeah.
or coffee made. Things like
No creamer. Just
no
a plain
creamer,
tea with ginger. Yeah. Of course, I'm not eating the ginger. It's just drinking the tea only.
Ginger, you can take it because it's medicine. You can eat ginger also.
Yeah, and also
it's
now
herbal medicine.
Good to know that. Yeah, because now I also have a plan to do fasting once a week as part of the practice, because I find it really useful as advised by Ajahn previously. It's really good, the fasting method.
Yes, if you want to advance, you have to stimulate. You just have special stimulant to push you ahead, like fasting or not sleeping. Some people just not sleeping.
That it completely take out the drowsiness sometimes, especially past midday. After the meal, the meditation will be drowsy. But when it is fasting, there's no chance at all to have that drowsiness. In fact, it motivates the mind to be more calm and also more quiet and more focused at the same time.
Good. Okay.
Thank you, Ajahn.
No question. You already answered your question.
Yes, that's it.
Right. Next, Gao Jai. You want to say something, Gao Jai? Where you from?
Thailand. I'm here in Bangkok.
Okay.
Namaskar, Papa Ajahn. This is my first time here.
You have any question?
Not really. I have attended classes before and used to practice regularly, but skipped for work and for other reasons, and I'm finding my way back to practicing again, and I think I need an inspiration.
Yes, you have to set up a schedule so that you can stick to that. If you don't have a schedule, then you can have excuses. No, I don't have time. I have to do this. I have to do that. Then you won't have time to practice. But if you tell yourself every day you have to have this hour for practice, and when it comes, then you have to do it.
Thank you, Prajan. I might have a question that since I've attended different different classes with several Prajans before, and they each have little differences, and since it's been a while, I wonder if I can combine, method from different practices. For example, the reciting words, the I'm not sure steps and stuff.
If they are not conflicting, then it's okay. If it supports your practice, then you can use them. But if they come into conflict, then you have to decide to decide which one you should use. Your sound is off. You have to unmute your microphone.
Okay, thank you, Ka. Maybe I'll start practicing and find which one is suitable for me, or should I just stick to one and like attempt at that?
Just find the one that produce result. That's what you want, result. So find the one that produce the result that you want.
Thank you.
Okay, all right. Next, Sarintan from Maryland.
Namaskar พระอาจารย์
Okay, how are you? Yes, perfectly.
Good ค่ะ Namaskar พระอาจารย์ค่ะ So I'm just so grateful and just so happy to hear that you're going to get vaccination tomorrow. It's such a great news. I'm so happy for it. I do have a few questions today because in recent weeks I have been contemplating on the 4 elements and the 32 body parts. So when I do that after the going to the equanimities, and so I normally like sitting meditation, walking meditation before going to bed, and not sure if it's part of the jhanas when I go to bed or it's just my hallucination. But the one time last week I see a skeleton after I contemplate, and in that night I also see like the knowing element so dominant and very clear. And what I did was when I see the skeletons, I start thinking of myself that my body part is also the same, and it's not better. It might be even dirtier because it consists of the blood and all the dirty things in my body. So once I open Ajahn put that yoniso manasikan into myself, I feel like my mind, maybe my mindfulness I lost that mindfulness, so it's gone. So that's all I see from the first night. So the second night I went through the same thing, walking meditation, sitting meditation until I go to the 4th jhana. Went to sleep. I still see the knowing element is also clear, but this time it's not going inside, it's just going outside. So it looks to me that I go outside to see someone or go to some places, and I feel it's so clear because I have the knowing element that see that, yeah, I did went out and I speak to someone. So I guess my question is the difference of the 2 days, the first day that I come back to see inside my body, and the second day that I go outside to probably see some other things. Is it because of the lack of mindfulness?
Well, it depends on whether this thing happened in your sleep or in your meditation. Did it happen in your sleep or did it happen in your meditation?
It's happened in my sleep.
Yeah, if you sleep, then it's considered dreams. So there's nothing you can do about it. They just like they can come and in any shape or form. So all you have to do is you can use wise reflection to see whether they are good for your practice or not. If you can use them to get rid of your defilements, then you want to try to keep it in your mind as much as possible. Like when you see the skeleton, you just
how do I do that? Yes.
Like if you see a skeleton in your dreams, so when you wake up, try to bring that skeleton in your mind. Bring it up all the time. When you see your body, your own body, or when you see other people's body, try to see the skeleton inside that body.
Yes, I have tried thinking of it that way in the past few weeks, and I start feeling like, I'm not sure if it's my body start tingling many times during the day. So I don't know if it's a part of the meditation result, or is it just me thinking too much? But it's just obvious.
It's no need to know why. What you need to do is what to do with it. What to do. If you can do it and help you get rid of your defilement, then use it. If you cannot use it to get rid of your defilement, then just forget about it.
So ignore the part that I don't feel it's important, but just look at the true body part that it's just doesn't. It's because I can look at it as anicca, dukkha, anatta instead of
That's
that.
right. You don't want to see it as anicca or as anatta or causing you dukkha.
And when I look at other people, I would just do the same way, think of it the same way, and then look at myself the same way all the time.
All the time,
right?
Until you know you're not attached to your own body or other people's body.
Okay. So the feeling that I see, whatever I see in my dream, I just ignore it and just continue practicing mindfulness and then walking meditation so that my sati could get stronger and stronger and just ignore whatever I see.
That's
Is that
right.
the right way?
The goal, you want to keep your mind calm and not disturbed by anything that you come across.
Okay. Yes. And the feeling of getting alert all the time, if I feel alert in the day during the daytimes more than.
If you're mindful, then you become alert. When you're not mindful, then you become drowsy or sleepy.
Then does that mean that my practice meditation has been progressing a little bit more? If
you still have lapses of alertness, it means your practice is still up and down, not steady, not still. Sometimes you fall, your mindfulness become less, then you become less alert. So you have to keep maintaining your mindfulness for as much as possible.
Thank you, Ajahn. That's all my question today. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. See you tomorrow.
You're gonna join the Thai room tomorrow? We have a Thai room tomorrow.
Well, you were so busy last week. That's why I didn't want to come in and take the time. Thank you so much, Kappa.
Okay, you're welcome. Next, Alfredo from Brazil. Greetings to you.
Hi. Okay.
Good.
My meditation is okay. Good. After 1 hour or 2 hours meditation, I felt it's enough. I have to continuation or not?
To what?
After 1 or 2 hours of meditation, I felt it's enough. It's good. I have to continuation my meditation if I have time.
If you have time, you can either continue with your meditation or continue with your mindfulness. Always have mindfulness. Maintain your mindfulness all the time. If you can, also contemplate on wisdom. Contemplate on anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Yes, I get off formal meditation and use more vipassana or more contemplation, and after 30 minutes I go meditation, formal meditation again.
Good. Just keep doing it all the time, as much as possible. You want to have total control of your mind.
Yes, it's good.
Okay,
and is the same formal meditation and vipassana meditation is both is this together, no?
Formal meditation and what?
Formal meditation is so important. Is the same 2 hours formal meditation and 30 minutes sati, and again formal meditation for 1 hour is a good practice.
Yes, because
normal,
formal meditation will give you jhana, will give you calm. While mindfulness will control your mind from running around or become restless or agitated. And you need the mind. You need to have mindfulness to bring the mind into jhana, but you have to sit still before the mind can go into jhana. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Nice talking
Right.
to you. Let me go to Joko. Joko, Kumilang.
ครับนมัสการอาจารย์ yeah I come from Indonesia, so today I want to ask a question. The first time I learned meditation, I was taught about metta bhavana. So during the meditation, I repeat the sayings of may all beings be happy, keep repeating that again and again. I feel that it also give impact to me a lot, Ajahn. It affect a lot from my speech, from my action. So whenever I want to do something or I want to say something, I start with the motivation, may all beings be happy. So but then I want to ask, is there any bad impact maybe of the practice of metta? Because I mean, like, sometimes not all people will perceive will respond our action as a good thing, but they may also misunderstand that. Thank you, Ajahn.
Can you repeat your question again?
Oh, sorry. I mean, like, if we do something with metta to other people, and it trigger misunderstanding from them, is it bad? Or and once again, is that also the bad impact of practicing metta?
Well, if you have good intention,
Yes.
but people misunderstand it, then it's not wrong on your part, it's wrong on their part. They misunderstand your intention. So you should just not be sad or be unhappy. Just understand that sometimes people don't understand your intention.
Yes. Thank you, Ajahn.
Okay. I saw Lei Hoon was on for a while, but she turned off her camera now, so I'm not sure if she wants to come back. Okay, Lei Hoon, where are you from? Unmute your microphone first, please. Okay, go ahead, speak.
Yeah, good evening, Ajahn. This is my first time. I'm from Singapore.
Okay, any question?
Yeah, no question, just trying to learn and trying to understand, because a lot of terms used, I still have no knowledge. I probably have to read up more.
Okay, study more and then listen more, then you will understand more.
Yeah, I understand the 5 precepts and there's 8 precepts. So more, I will read up more and then see what's the difference.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Besides the precept, you probably have to learn how to meditate, and that's what mindfulness is. You need to know and understand what mindfulness is.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay. Welcome to our room.
Thank you.
I think everybody has a chance to. Oh, somebody just came in. Phoebe. Okay, Phoebe, you're the last person on the screen today.
Hello, Tanjan. Thank you. Yes, I just kept my video off. Yeah, I have 2 questions, and my first question is, okay, so I heard you say today, when answering somebody about possible negative effects of medical treatment, that perhaps if it is better for the health to simply go without the treatment than to do so. And then I also heard that you say regarding the vaccine, you don't know if you could have a negative effect from the vaccine. So you might die from the vaccine, you might die from COVID, and you don't know. There is no difference. So my question is this okay? So I'm just wondering if somebody knows that, for example, they have a health condition that would mean that having the vaccine would probably cause complications. Is it in our responsibility to do research to make the best choice for our life, for prolonging our life, or do you feel this is too much attachment to the body and we should not spend so much time worrying about this? Just because like I always feel like I need all the time I can get to practice, but maybe I should just not think about the self at all and just do whatever, just live life without worrying whether I'm safe or not.
Well, you look after your body rationally, but not emotionally. Don't let the body cause you emotion upheaval. Just use rationality, which means that anicca, the body is impermanent. Anatta is not always under your control. So something might go wrong, even though you try your best to look after it. But if it happens, then there's nothing you can do about it. You should not feel bad about it. So you should accept any outcome that might happen to your body. It can live for 20 more years, maybe 30 more years, maybe just 2 more days, who knows. Whatever the outcome, then you should not be hurt by the outcome, is what I mean. Be unaffected by the outcome.
Okay, I understand. But as a layperson, is it right or wrong that regarding any health recommendation, be it a vaccine, be it any form of health recommendation, it is our responsibility to do our own research and be informed and make our own decision about what is the most beneficial?
That's right. You want to find the best solution for your body, right? Because you still depend on your body for your pleasure, for your liberation from dukkha. So you want to look after your body as well as possible. So you might need to do some research if you have to. Or you might trust other people to do the research for you, like the scientists, the doctors. So it's up to you. It's your life. You can do anything with it. But the goal is not to be emotionally involved. That's all.
And my second question is, thank you. At your stage of practice, what is your practice? I'm asking because I wonder, is it still necessary for you to meditate? What do you do?
What do I do? I just stay happy. That's all. Keep a smile on your face all the time. Keep a smile on my face all the time. As soon as I frown, then I should stop. There's no need for frowning. There's no need to be unhappy. Just stay happy. That's my job. That's everybody's job, really. But sometimes we forget this fact and we go after something else, and then we become unhappy and sad. Our goal is to keep the mind happy, make yourself happy, by not relying on anything to make you happy either. Just rely on your mindfulness and wisdom. Okay, good enough answer to you?
That's beautiful. Thank you. But so do you still practice formal meditation?
Well, I practice all day, formal, informal, whatever. Whenever I feel like, it doesn't matter whether formal or informal, or not practicing at all. It doesn't matter as long as I'm happy. If you're happy, then you don't need to practice. The reason why you are practicing because you're still not happy. Okay, the Buddha and the noble disciple, they don't practice anymore like we do because they're always happy. Nibbanang palamang sukhang, the supreme happiness. The mind is always under the supreme happiness. So there's no need for them to practice. But they can practice if they want, if they can meditate if they want. But they don't need to. Okay?
I do. Thank you. That's very inspiring, beautiful. Thank you.
All right. Okay, anybody who hasn't turned on the video and wants to join the conversation, you can turn on your video. If not, I will go to Kun La for a question from Facebook. Okay, I think that's all the people that join us that has turned on the video. So let's go to Kun La and see if we have any question from Facebook or not today.
We have 9 questions, Ajahn, and first two questions from Leslie from Indonesia. The first question is quite a long question. Some friends surrender voluntarily some lupang, statue, ritual objects of other beliefs to me as they decide not to have any of those ritual objects anymore. They did not want to return those from their previous cleric master or give the objects to others, as this may start supporting Micchatitti. In few cases, a person died and the family do not want to continue the late rituals. The late family scared to toss away of those ritual objects by themselves. In the past, I usually leave them alone in a room, or after some time, I usually break them and then toss them to the river. What would Ajahn suggest for treating such ritual objects of other beliefs which are surrendered voluntarily?
I guess you can do anything. It's up to you. I don't have any suggestion. You can keep it, you can give it to somebody else, you can destroy it, whatever you want to do.
And second question from Leslie. If Ajahn ever heard of the pilgrimage made by Sonya Thera and Uttara Thera as Dhamma Tukta of King Asoka to Java Island, Indonesia, is there any significance of this pilgrimage in terms of Dhamma propagation?
Well, that's what it is. Monks, after they have become enlightened, they will then travel to faraway places where there is no Buddhism, to spread the teaching of the Buddha.
Next question from Xiao Chang. Hi Ajahn, sometimes body pain due to sickness will hindrance us in meditation progress. May I know how to overcome the hindrance due to the sickness? Thanks. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
You either use mindfulness or wisdom to overcome the pain from the sickness. If your body is painful, you can still recite the mantra, Bhutto, Bhutto. Just keep reciting the mantra, and then your mind will become calm and not affected by the sickness, by the painful feeling from the sickness. This is one method, but this is a temporary method. As soon as you stop reciting, maybe your mind will then start to react to the painful feeling again. The second method is to teach the mind to how to deal with the painful feeling. That is to accept the painful feeling as part of part of life, part of the things that the mind has to come, have to accommodate. It's like the painful feeling treated like a weather. Sometimes you have good weather, sometimes you have bad weather. Feelings are like that. Sometimes you have good feelings and sometimes you have bad feelings. And you cannot control them. You just have to accommodate them when they come. If you can do this, then when you have sickness, painful from sickness, you will not be affected. Your mind will not be affected. Okay, next.
Next, have 4 questions from Po Liang Soon. First question, why I can't meditate in the afternoon and in the evening, but I can meditate in the morning. May I know what's the problem happened to me?
I don't know. You have to ask yourself. Why ask me? You just have to keep on forcing yourself to meditate. That's all. You're lazy, probably.
Next question, is holding the 8 precepts help us to meditate and why?
Yes, because when you give the 8 precepts, then you have the time to go meditate. Because you cannot go do other things. You cannot watch movies. You cannot go to a party. For instance, you cannot go running around here and there. So you have to meditate. Then you will have time to meditate.
Next question. Let's say we try to stay in temple for maybe 1 day or 3 days and more to meditate. Live like a monk. Is it help?
Yes, living a monastery where you can have the time to meditate. You have the surrounding that conducive to your meditation more than meditating in the house. Because in the house you have a lot of distraction. You have people moving around doing things. But in the monastery, most people don't do anything but meditate. So there are no distractions. So it's good for your meditation practice.
Next question. When I meditate, I can sense the mindful rise up on my body and I stay on it to obtain longer seat and sometimes it disappears. And I knowing the breath until my leg feel very pained. From my progress, the consciousness in meditating is very important. Soท่านอาจารย์ please guide me.
I don't understand. Can you repeat what he said again?
He said when he meditates, he can sense the mindful rise up on his body and I stay on it to obtain longer seat. It's been longer time and sometimes it disappear. So I sit and my leg feel very pained. From my progress, I know that the consciousness in meditation is very important. So he wants you to guide him.
Well, when you meditate, you just have to stay focused on your meditation object, not other things. If you're watching your breath, just stick with your breath. If you recite a mantra, just stick with the mantra. That's all. Simple. Don't do other things. Ignore everything. Okay?
And 2 questions from Eileen. First question is, why do many Pra Ajahn recommend meditating at 2 and 3 p.m.? Is there much difference than other time?
Maybe that's the time when they're not busy. They have the time to teach you at that time. I don't know. You should be able to meditate all day long, 24 hours a day, except at the time when you go to sleep.
And next question, is there any Lung Pu or Lung Ta who prefer sleeping meditation to other meditative posture? I noticed that I never reach the state that I don't feel my body and breath with sitting posture, but it's happened much easier when lying down. I feel more comfortable and I can see my breath clearer. Should I conclude that I'd be better off with sleeping posture?
It's up to you. If you find you can get the result of calm and peace and happiness from doing that in that posture, then you go ahead and do that posture.
And last question from Nelson. Tanajan, I have afraid to go ahead when I sit to meditate, afraid to lose control, to become something or someone that I don't know. What can I do? Thank you, Tanajan.
When you meditate, you are in control of your mind, so nothing can happen to you when you meditate with mindfulness. So don't be afraid. No need to be afraid. Is
That's
that
all,
all?
Tanajan.
That's all
Yes.
the questions.
Yes.
Okay. Now we go to the second round, which we only have, we already have 2 hours and 22 minutes into the meeting. I will go to more questions. If anybody feel like asking any more questions, please raise your hand and unmute the microphone. Anybody would like to ask any more questions? Evie. All right, Evie.
Yes, Tanajan. I have a question. When I doing atasila at night, if I feel hungry, can I drink a protein? Protein is made from soybean powder.
Soybean is considered to be food also. So yeah, you have to drink something without soybean or milk.
Okay, is
Like fruit juices, coffee or
juice.
tea.
Honey?
Yes, honey. Okay.
Okay. And I am like people who is still working. Sometimes during meditation, the phone rings and I have to answer the phone. And because I work in expedition, so I have to, my cell phone has to live on and I have to respond quickly. Do people like me have a chance to achieve ajhana? Sometimes I want to turn off my cell phone, but it is impossible. Or want to leave my job, but it is also too heavy because I have to earn money for a living.
Well, you cannot have both. You cannot have your cake and eat it too.
Does people like me have a chance to achieve jhana, Ajahn?
If you're lucky, I don't know.
Just happy is enough, yeah, Ajahn.
Well, if you're happy, okay, don't worry about jhana then. If you're happy and you have no dukkha, that's good enough. No need to have jhana.
Is when we in jhana, we feel happy too.
You have contentment. Your mind is totally devoid of any emotion, love, hate, fear, or delusion.
What the feeling of jhana, Ajahn?
You have to experience it. It cannot be told.
Okay. I wish I'm lucky to have jhana one day. So I must keep practicing, Ajahn.
That's right. Keep mindfulness and try to turn off the phone.
Turn off the phone.
You don't have to turn it on 24 hours a day.
Yeah, so I do meditation every day is at 4 a.m. Morning at 4.
You have to take a break. You have to take a break from your work sometime. You have to have recess. Like people playing sports, they have recess. They don't play all the time. After half time, they have stop, take a break. So you should have half time for your work also. Turn off your phone and then you meditate during half time.
Yeah, because my phone is start ringing at 8 a.m. So I must do meditation is every day is from 4 p.m. until 8 p.m. 4 a.m. until 8 a.m. At morning, I mean it's morning.
Yeah, okay. Just do what you can, you know. And don't expect to do more because you can become disappointed or frustrated, not being able to do what you want to do.
That is only that time all I have. And when thinking about 32 parts, it's done outside of meditation. I mean,
yes, you do it. You're not when you meditate. When you focus on your breath, you don't contemplate on the 32 parts. You do it after you come out of meditation. Like right
Like-
now, like right now, you can contemplate, you can look at my skeleton, you can look at my skull. Can you see my skull yet?
Yeah. Okay.
Or
Sometimes
just
I
skull?
see Ajahn face. I imagine this must be
Yeah, under the
whole.
skin, under the facial
Yeah.
skin, you got the skull.
Yeah, earlier I met a beautiful woman, very beautiful woman. So I see, hey, there's just a skull and intestines inside the lungs.
That's right. That's what you do in contemplation. That's contemplation of the 32
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah. I often do that. Oh, so that is true, Ajahn. Yeah. That is correct. Yeah.
Right. That's correct. But you should do it at the right time. The right time is when you have sexual attraction toward that body. If you don't have any sexual attraction, then you don't need to do it.
Okay. But as we as lay people have husband, how we deal with it, Ajahn?
Well, you don't use it then, because if you want to live with your husband, then you cannot use this 32-part contemplation, because you end up getting a divorce.
Yeah, I feel be a monk is very lucky. Very
Yeah.
lucky, Ajahn.
Okay.
Okay,
All
Ajahn.
right. Anybody else?
We
Any
have
question?
Derek. He
Derek,
raised his hand.
okay. Derek, go ahead.
Yes, I have one more question, Ajahn. Does vipassana only happen in jhana?
No. In jhana, the mind is resting, not doing anything.
Okay.
It's generating this equanimity.
Does it have to be some form of samadhi in order to do vipassana?
If you have samadhi, your mind will be calm and more able to contemplate longer and clearer. If you have no samadhi, your mind is still clouded by your defilements, and you might be disturbed by your defilements when you contemplate on vipassana.
And if you have samadhi, can vipassana happen automatically, or is there some way that you can?
No, you have to generate vipassana. It doesn't come automatically. Some of it might come automatically because you might have already contemplated in the past before. Then it can come up. But if you hadn't contemplated before, it won't come up. You have to contemplate anew.
For example, if we do asupat and we did asupat before we
right.
did formal practice, and it may come through our formal practice.
That's right. When your mind becomes calm, you might be able to reflect or contemplate on the asupat very easily. It might come up automatically even if you had already done some contemplation before.
Thank you, Ajahn.
All right. You're welcome. Anybody else? Kyrian Dong, go ahead. Please unmute your microphone. Kyrian Dong? All right.
Yeah, Ajahn. I'm not sure whether it's appropriate, but because we feel that this is not something related to the Dhamma, but when Phoebe was asking you about the research onto the vaccine and the virus and so on, I just had like a recollection from, I think, what the Buddha said. What we should do is like we do something if it's not harmful to us and harmful to others. We don't do anything if it's harmful to us but benefit other people, and we don't do anything if it's harmful to other people but benefit us. So I think we would be likely to be like we would love to be proven wrong, but I feel I think it's better to just give some information, because it's not easy to do the research on the vaccination, because the information is not there on the mainstream media for people to do research easily. And maybe for you, it makes no difference whether you will be killed by the vaccine or you'll be killed by the COVID. But there's always something, like we always have three things, left, right, and in the middle. And maybe you will not be killed by anything. So if you've been okay for more than a year without the vaccine, with the COVID situation, maybe you will be okay without the vaccine towards the end of the pandemic. So probably for you, it's the same whether it's 1 month early or a month later. But for other monks or other people in the monastery, maybe it makes a bit difference. So probably we'll try to email to your assistant's address a bit more information on the vaccine. So hopefully overnight, you like a decision can be made or something, because there are something about the vaccine that might be not good. So, but because we are not like virologists or scientists to speak out, but many scientists already spoke out. And this morning, Xiaoling sent to me another link, which the publications are being made. So like they have been silenced. There's no debate. That's why we don't hear the other side of the story.
Well, let me tell you the truth. We're all gonna die. That's the truth. Okay, so don't worry about it. Definitely, we're all gonna die. It's just a matter of when and how, that's all. So don't worry about all these things, okay?
Yeah.
You decide for yourself what you want to do, and let other people decide for themselves what they want to do.
Okay, got it.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, good. For every birth, there's a death following it. The only way not to die, not to get sick, is not to have birth. That's our goal in Buddhism, is to stop birth, stop rebirth. Okay? That's why we are here, to discuss the way to stop rebirth. Because rebirth is not good. Rebirth gives you aging, sickness, and death. All right? Thank you very much for all your questions and your opinions, your contribution. They are all welcome, and give us a chance to reflect on things and maybe come to the right decision. And for me, the right decision is to stop birth, stop rebirth, but the practice of dana, sila, and bhavana. Okay, I think the time is almost over now for tonight. Thank you very much for your attendance. I hope our meeting is of some benefit to you and help you advance in your practice. In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy, live a long life, be mindful, and stop rebirth. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you, Thanajan.
Thank you, Thanajan.
Hey everyone.
Thank you, Thanajan.
Sadhu, sadhu,
Thank you, admin.
sadhu.
Admin.
Thanks, admin. Bye. Good night.
Thanks, admin.
Good night, good night, Admin. Thank you, good luck.
Thank you. Good luck.
Night. Good night.
Everyone.